We live? I believe we live. Hello everyone. Welcome. As people may or may not be trickling in, welcome to attempt 2 of New Glenn Flight 2, launching Escapade to Mars. Hello Vortex, hello Parker. Glenny, New Glenny. We got New Glenn and we got New Glenny. Start to enjoy some of the Blue Origin waiting music. We know with SpaceX we get the techno dubstep going, you know, like the... Looks like Blue Origin went for a little more soothing of a tone as we count down 25 minutes until the second attempt of the Escapade launch. Very exciting times, very exciting. As we all know, the first attempt had all sorts of problems related to ground equipment and cruise ships and weather. And then it got scrubbed, which was very sad, because we were live. And then the second attempt, well, they were going to go for a second attempt yesterday, but the darn sun started acting up. And we all got to see some very cool auroras. I hope you guys are living places that are north enough to see auroras. Within the U.S., a good chunk of the U.S., I got some cool pictures myself. Perhaps I can share a picture with the stream of the auroras. But anyway, good for auroras, bad for rocket launching. So, we are here today. I double dare the sun to interrupt the launch today. I think the sun is calming down, so hopefully we're not going to deal with the sun today. Although I think this is probably the first time I've heard of a launch getting scrubbed because of the sun. Can I open link in new tab? I can download. There we go. Auroras. Very cool. I should actually probably water bottle here and move my mic up a little bit. My mic might even be doing that weird thing where it gets all gainy. Is it doing that thing where it gets... Oh, no, I think we're good. All right. Beautiful auroras we got. This is what we get. Instead of rocket launches, we get cool auroras. Anyway. I'm never going to call it New Glenn. It's New Glenny. Fair enough. New Glenny. New Glenn. I live in Brazil. I just wish the sun was a little more powerful so I can see auroras. Well, Brazil's like the southern hemisphere. So you guys would have to see like the bottom of it. That'd be a really powerful aurora for it to get to Brazil. Actually, is Brazil even in the southern hemisphere? Yeah, it is. This is obvious. Yeah. The equator is like Peru or something. Alright, I'm here for Glenny. I'm here for Launchy. Launchy and Landing-y. What's unfortunate? I was thinking about this, and also Everyday Astronaut was talking about it on his stream as well before I went live. Is that even if there is a successful landing, the odds that we get good views of it are unfortunately kind of low. If you guys remember, even up until about a couple years ago with Falcon 9, the landings were all very shaky from a video quality perspective. If you remember, like in 2022-ish, 2021, 2022, every time you watched a Falcon 9 landing, it would come in and then it would get all shaky, and it would cut out as the exhaust and the vibrations all started to interfere with the signal of the camera. And then it would land, and then everything would go up, and we're like, oh, it was cool, it landed, but we didn't actually get to see the touchdown. And then Starlink fixed that, obviously, because Starlink is awesome. Like, if you guys remember, there would be like, every once in a while, we'd get one that was like a clear shot all the way through, and he'd be like, holy Lord Jesus, thank you. But now it's just routine. We've spoiled ourselves. So, And then even before that, there was like, I mean, there were Falcon 9 landings where we wouldn't have footage for like the last couple minutes of the descent to the booster, and it was all kind of sad. And I have a sneaky suspicion that'll be what we have today as well. Hashtag spate nerds. Yes, go. Oh man, I'm gonna miss this launch. That's unfortunate. Falcon. Sad. Very important launch. Not really in the grand scheme of things, but for Blue Origin it is. Very exciting day for Blue Origin. For Starship Dumblinks. Dumbling. Part of me even wonders if Blue Origin may I don't think they will, but there's a chance they may just intentionally not show footage from the descent to the booster. Just because of, we don't want to be showing our rockets blowing up. That's bad for PR or whatever. You're at work right now? Sad. Quit your job and watch the rocket launch instead. And then go broke and starve. What time is it in America? It is, for me it's 1:30 p.m. I'm 1 hour behind. I'm Central Time, so 1 hour behind local time in Florida, which is 2:30 right now. 2:37. I actually almost did a goof. I got the time zones wrong when I first scheduled the stream, and I almost scheduled the stream for 2:30 my time, which would have been an hour after it launched, which would have been kind of disappointing if I went to start my stream and it had already launched. I'm going to be properly on the stream in a second. I'm doing something right now. Take your time. Right now we're just staring at a blank countdown window, but we're coming up on T-minus 20, which is when they said they'd... Here we go. Hello.
The energy is high as we are prepared to launch a pair of satellites to Mars.
And land a rocket for the first time. It is an exciting day for the more than 10,000 employees here at Blue Origin.
Ourselves included, I'm Tabitha Lipkin.
And my name is Arian Cornell.
And this is NG2.
The human need to explore is deep within all of us.
Is that Jeff?
Our ancestors.
Okay. Pilot 1 Starship video. No promises anytime soon. I've got other stuff I'm doing. 2037 in Belgium. Yeah, it's late for you guys, you're Europeans. It's not as late as some of those Starship launches where you guys are like really having to stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning. Such thing in 2037. Well, the military would like to disagree. I generally don't use the 24-hour... Well, I mean, Americans don't really use the 24-hour clock, which would be why I don't, but, I don't think there's actually... I probably am slightly biased towards the 12-hour clock and just saying AM and PM. Hey, look, it's Tim. Tim Dodd, the everyday... astronaut guy. Is Jeff still talking?
And this is just the beginning.
Okay. Done that too many stayed up late? Yeah. We all must stay up late for Starship launches. Not as late for you guys. You guys get a little bit of a breather here in Europe. You guys get to go to bed at a more normal time. Alright, let's see what we're talking about here. That girl's first name is Ariane. That's pretty cool.
So today's launch window is going to open at 2:57 p.m. Eastern Time and conclude about...
Get the sound on? Yeah. I'll do it when they're actually talking. When it's like Jeff doing promo videos, I'm going to mute it.
Live look at New Glenn on the pad at launch.
New Glenn, or New Glenny.
Oh, rocket's looking beautiful. Beautiful day to launch. A little bit different than our weather.
This is really clear weather. Is that a helicopter or a drone? Or that's a boat, I think, actually. That's a boat. Never mind. Boat. But did you think about the Tim hate because of his Flight 11 stream?
And the second is to land the booster for the first time. Now, if we don't...
Did you hear about the Tim hate? What happened on Flight 11?
Already in production right behind us. But now we're hearing it's about time for that go.
What did Tim do? There's...
OSM is go.
What happened to Tim? What happened? I am not in the know.
ESR.
ESR go.
AC.
Birds aren't real. They're
Recovery is go.
That's good. Drones are robots. Drones made by the Bill Gates to spy on us. There's a bug and people started to hate on it. Oh, was that when
Terminal count. Report when ready for pre-terminal count.
I know what you're talking about. That's when like the donation message stayed up during the launch or something. I think is that what you're talking about? Because I remember that happening, which is kind of unfortunate.
SC1 ready.
We're all go. Where's Jeff in his like really tight shirt and his shiny head? I don't see him. He was there last time with the, people in comments being rude. Yeah, well, that can happen.
All right, you heard it there. We are go for terminal count. You heard Launch Director Megan Lewis, and she's been a great asset, of course, to our team. And I know we are all so excited in these final moments. So
I'm excited to see Jeff's head.
Member of our Blue Origin team, Eddie Safert. Eddie, you were standing by with employees here at Rocket Park. What's the vibe? Oh, yeah, I can already hear what the vibe is.
Hi, Eddie.
Woo! We're so happy to be here. Rocket Park is go.
It'd be a shame if Rocket Park wasn't go. Is that Shane Gillis? That guy looks like Shane Gillis.
I love it. Eddie,
Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
what kind of view do you have? Where's the rocket with respect to where you are right now?
Rocket is
They should launch a full mannequin of Jeff into space.
sunny day in Florida. We've got a
Maybe.
view, and we're very excited to be here.
They need to make it extra shiny on his head if they do that.
To see so many employees just
Brighter than the sun. Friggin' blinding looking at that dude's head.
who worked on this rocket and worked
Mid-launch, no rooster.
Really quickly, I have to ask you.
Rooster. What launch has had a rooster?
People behind you have worked on our
Is there like a SpaceX rooster that goes like...
that are going to be working hard today?
Well, if they put it anywhere near the rocket, it'd probably just die.
Upper stage, 2B3.
They have a sacrificial rooster. That should be a thing.
Mega performance. And the app
It's like the Mayans.
scores 3.8.
They have an animal sacrifice to the rocket gods, to the gods of Delta V. You put a chicken or something under the engine or in the engine.
Rocket Park is just one of our many locations.
And then you'd have some nice chicken afterward. You can, might be a little toasty, but you can, enjoy a little bit of a nibble after the launch.
And we've got people in DC, in Denver, in Los Angeles, all across the United States. It is so great to have everyone.
Glenny, Glenn.
Thank you
Glenn.
so much, Eddie. And of course, engines, a big part of what we do here at Blue Origin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume there's a guy just as a rooster. Oh, in the last New Glenn launch?
Engines are the foundation.
Like the first attempt or like the last launch? You probably mean the first attempt. Where is it? I didn't see Rooster Guy.
Accomplishments, and what are you looking forward to in the next year?
Yeah, so one of our biggest goals this year was continuing to increase our production rate.
That's a cool title, Vice President of Engines. I like that title.
7 engines. So we roughly doubled our production rate from last year.
Wow.
For BE4, something like almost tripled.
I am the Vice President of
And then going into
Engines.
next year, we're looking to continue to increase that production rate.
We
Lot
have
of-
a Blue Moon Mark 1 mission coming up here soon. What are you excited
A lot of
about
people
in
have
terms
really
of
boring
what's
corporate
to
titles.
go on
I'm
with
the
engine testing?
Senior Vice
What else
President
excites you
of
about that engine?
Coordination,
Next steps for that
obligations,
program?
and compliance in the realm
Testing on that
of...
engine to continue to
you know.
do risk reduction testing for the mission coming
But now
up
this
here,
guy's just
over the next
engines.
year.
Back
And
to
so
work.
the
All
next
right.
steps for that are we've got
Don't
our
get fired,
first 5
Vulcan.
engines coming through and being acceptance tested for that first vehicle.
We just hit a big milestone with our customer, the United Launch Alliance, and you delivered how many engines to them?
12.
Delivered 30 engines to
Oh,
ULA.
I was off
and so
by a
that's
lot.
really exciting milestone for us.
We have Testian 4670 at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center. We also work with NASA Marshall at
You guys want to
Testian
learn a lot about test
277
stands? Go watch CSI
How does
Starbase's
that
one of his
partnership
newest
with
videos. I don't know if it's
NASA
newest
help
or
you
his second
on the
newest, where he talked. I think it's his newest. He talks all about the deluge and the setup at Massey's.
Available to us to
Test stands are really interesting.
testing
Holy
capabilities
emojis.
and programs. We're testing
They
multiple
haven't got rid of me
times at
yet.
this point across not just B7,
Good.
but also B4 and B3U. A lot of the testing
You are
data, that's a lot
good
of learnings
employee.
that then feeds into
Hopefully.
being able to increase our production rate, continue to refine our designs, and make them better every day.
Well, thank you for joining us, Nick. It's
How
so
about
cool to be in the
instead of
engine
talking to
lab
Nick, we can
here
look at the rocket.
a little known corner of our glorious Florida site. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jackie.
Where is Rocket?
We've got Huntsville, Alabama. We've got
I don't see any rooster people.
The skies. This moment is palpable, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, there's a beach ball flying around.
They've got the
Hopefully
beach
blue
ball,
plume again. I have blue as the day. Yeah, well, the plume probably won't be nearly as distinct as it was during that night launch. It'll probably look similar to how Starship looks, I would assume.
First stage of that rocket come down to land for the first time ever.
What we're here for.
They'll probably mix the propellant slightly different. So if I had to take a guess, just well,
But right now, let's actually take a moment to talk about New Glenn's
I don't know.
profile. So take a look on your screen and follow.
I think it'll be almost exactly like Starship. I was trying to think of whether or not the BE4s would have a thicker or a thinner plume. I was gonna say thicker, but I don't know.
And right at about 40,000 feet or 12 kilometers up, New Glenn is going to reach what's called max Q, or maximum dynamic pressure. This is when the stress on the vehicle is at its
I want to see.
highest.
I'm actually curious about the TWR of this launch.
About this launch. At about 3 minutes into flight, the engines are going to turn off.
If you guys remember on the very first,
and the reusable
yeah, I'm
stage-
just I can't. Two people, two voices in my head talking right now, so I'm just gonna mute her for a second. I'll make this point. If you guys remember during the first launch of New Glenn, it was very creepy crawly off the pad. You know, it was like mrrr. So perhaps the second launch it'll be a little bit more like mrrr, or it'll just you know, somewhere in between. Perhaps they'll, I don't know. We'll see if they've done anything to try and increase the thrust, or they're just still trying to just work on getting into orbit. Imagine Jacqueline snaps and after tips over. Well, the Jacqueline thing, as you can see in this little beautiful diagram here, it's very kind of flat and low. I'd be shocked if it tipped over. Snap in half. Probably won't happen, but that'd be really funny if the booster just lands in it. Or it would not be the desired outcome, but it would be entertaining.
33 minutes into flight. So there is kind of a gap between the point where we separate the second stage from the first stage, and
within 10 minutes. Hopefully we have no. Hopefully we just get a clean count, which would actually be really big for.
Pair of satellites, and they're going to
Yeah. Which would be really big, by the way. If you remember Starship usually actually doesn't have a very clean count. It has usually. Well, I lied. It has usually cleanish count, but they usually for Starship launches, you usually see them fiddling with the T0 time by like 15, 20, 30 minutes every time. And then we have those holds that tend to happen on Starship as well at the T-minus 40-second hold. Now, I bet a big reason why that happens with Starship is because of the way they do prop load. Blue Origin doesn't do the like load and go kind of super quick, super like I guess hype. Well, part of it's SpaceX trying to be like crazy uber efficient, but also part of it is SpaceX's tank farm, from what I believe, is a little bit smaller. Or the Starbase tank farm is a little bit smaller than the Blue Origin tank farm here on LC-37, I think. We are actually 36, 37, 30. One of them. One of the two. Or 38. I think it's 37. So they they could. But anyway, long story short, whatever the reason, New Glenn starts prop load like hours and hours and hours before T0, whereas SpaceX with Starship or Falcon 9 usually starts at 40 to 30 minutes before. So that would probably be why some of the T0s get moved around a little bit, because of how prop load is going, and if they have issues and they have to top off and the pressure is blah blah blah. Blue Origin can deal with that all way before, so that probably makes the probability of the count being smoother a little bit higher. But anyway, regardless, nevertheless, them having a clean count on their, only their second launch and their, probably third or fourth time going through a real count would be really impressive. So let's hope we get to launch in exactly 7 minutes 25 seconds.
Gotta know, what are people saying right now? How is it feeling out there?
Blue often hold during these Shepherd counts, do they? Like, subscribe? Hey, I agree.
Number one, we're proud of the work we've done. Number two, this team here is grateful. They're grateful that we've been able.
And this is an L minus, so the T minus could very well be in a hold right now. So yeah, I don't know.
We're just excited.
We'll see if they do a hold.
To get to Mars and then to land GS1.
These guys, I believe, can hold for their window. I don't know how long the window is today. Yesterday was like an hour 15, hour and a half,
Eddie,
so something like that.
A lot of people know he actually helped lead the test stand for the BE4 engine down in West Texas. You want to talk a little bit about those beautiful BE4s that are going to be doing the ascent, but also the descent as we come into land.
And we'll have the exo-atmospheric burn, patented Blue Origin language coming up.
Thank you, Ariane. A quick shout out to the folks at Launch Site 1 in West Texas.
Man, we're coming up on 6 minutes. We got to get. I want to see the rocket. Is it like way in the background there? Where is rocket? More emojis.
Is a medium performing version of a high performance architecture, and the teams at the test stand have been squeezing out more thrust, more performance.
That's good to hear.
So we're going to see some of that here today.
Where is rocket?
It normally started, well, it actually started with our BE3 engine that flies New Shepard. Then we upgraded it to 160,000
rocket.
pounds
Where
of thrust.
is
We
rocket?
actually flew it at 174,000 pounds of thrust for its first flight.
Pretty
And
cool.
So that upgrade path is going to continue, and we're very lucky that we.
They
can
seem
test
optimistic
at our
about
test stand in West
BE4,
Texas,
which is
at
always
our
good
test
to
stand
hear.
at Marshall Space Flight Test Stand 4670 in California, and that we can test like we fly. So
Coming up
we're
on
fully confident
L-5 inside T-minus L-5 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you, Eddie, for
Approaching.
that. Tabitha, I'll just say,
Here we go. Here's
BE4
rocket. We have
because
some
not only
venting.
is New Glenn launching today, 7 of these BE4s, but United Launch Alliance is our customer. They also have a launch today. Not today. BE4s are not flying with ULA, but we want to get.
Alice is launching today too. Oh,
Well,
interesting.
speaking of customers, let's talk about Escapade for a second. We have just enough time. We're awaiting that final.
This is also, we have Rocket Lab.
T.
So that's always good.
-4. But
Watched Tim stream and got reminded to use, and I'm here. Hello, Noob Gamer. I am superior to Tim, even though I have 1/100th of the viewers as him, and 1,000th of the viewers.
Earlier in the week, I got to talk to
Within 5 minutes, though.
And two big things happening that have never happened before.
I am the any day astronaut.
Normally not launch in.
That doesn't really make any sense,
Normally
but
have this tight window that you have to launch in, but right now those
I'll turn the sound
satellites
up
and they're essentially
once we get a little bit closer. I think, this actually looks pretty balanced. If you guys want me to turn it up for once we get closer so we can hear the rumble of the BE4s, let me know. I don't want to drown myself out. Very clear skies here, very clear skies, which is good for Florida. Usually Florida's like, well, a little bit of a thing on my monitor there. If you ever, if you've ever been to Florida, you know the way that Florida works is it's like, Florida alternates between like bright, sunny, perfect weather, and then 2 seconds later it's like storm, downpour, rain, flooding everywhere, lightning striking everyone, thunder everywhere.
T-minus 359.
Yeah.
DCS active.
And then 2 seconds later, it'll go back to bright, sunny, and perfect. So, very volatile weather over there in Florida. But today it looks perfectly clear and not a cloud in sight. So, good job, Florida. Thank you for cooperating. But we're within 4 minutes here. So, we're listening on comms here for a little bit. I'm still trying to find Jeff in his really tight shirt and his really shiny head. I can't seem to locate him. I think contributing to that is the fact that, like, a ton of people are bald in that picture. So, that almost looks like a different mission control room than they used in the first launch, or at least a different angle of the room. But we're coming up on we're on T-minus. It's switched. The counter of has switched from L to T, which is cool.
We are in terminal count. They did the
All right.
go no go poll. New Glenn is ready to launch, and we've transitioned
Hello, Beach.
into that terminal count. Now from here on out,
Within 3 minutes, here we go.
flight ops
Getting excited here. Going to get so much better.
Here, the vehicle is also running fully autonomous
It didn't look
on software, so our engineers are
RTX. Yeah, they turned the RTX on.
their screens, but the rocket is in control of itself at the moment.
Yeah, right now they're continuing.
I wasn't actually super excited. I didn't really feel the hype leading up into this, but now it's starting to set in, and we're starting to get a little bit, starting to get a little bit of hype going here. We have a daytime launch of the New Glenn, New Glenny.
With hydrogen, sorry, that is for the upper stage.
That's right.
And then also
Within 2.5 minutes. All right, there's some crowd shots going in their big tent. It looks like they're in. They have one of the patented Starbase tents. It looks like.
One interesting thing to watch here. A couple of things. One is that the
Light the candle, yes, sir.
A stagger start.
How high and how wide is the rocket? 7 meters wide, I think, and like 90 meters tall.
We don't jostle the rocket or jostle the infrastructure too much. The other thing
Let's see how if I got those numbers right off the top of my head.
be able to see that we are go is when we start that.
New Glen 98 meters. I said 90. Okay, so it's about 100 meters and 7 meters wide.
Of the launch pad with the water, it helps dampen the vibrations and the heat because again.
Wait, no, it's
protect the launch
57.
Pad, but also the rocket itself here.
And a huge
It's 80 meters tall. 80 meters tall.
To Kent, to Huntsville, Alabama, and our friends.
All right, let's dial in here as we come within a minute and a half of New Glen, Flight 2. No hold.
This is so exciting. Oh
No
my God,
hold.
This is the moment.
Indeed.
So that means we've transitioned from ground power to the vehicle's own internal power. We're getting really close here.
Clock still counting.
1 minute.
T minus 60 seconds.
1 minute. I'm gonna get the timeline pulled up here. Oh, actually, where do I go to see the time? Never mind, no timeline.
Hydraulics are
It'll.
started up on the forward and aft. You might start to see the engines gimbal a bit here. They're
Alright,
move back and
gonna
forth
get
to
a
make sure they're
tiny bit of
they
volume
are,
here.
Nice and clear. And we're
Oh.
gonna wait here for the big water.
We
Let's
hear
turn it
noises.
back over to mission control.
Noises are noising.
Let's light this candle. Go, New Glen.
30 seconds.
Tell me the odds.
Can't wait to see this booster back
All
on
right.
Earth.
GS1 hydraulics internal.
Let's wait for deluge and then ignition. I think I see some steam at the base of the pad. Hold. We're in a hold. We're in a hold. There's a lot of
As we've seen here, our team
steam.
has decided to go into a hold at T-minus 20 seconds.
Anti-capitalist rocket. A lot of steam there. I almost wonder if they would fire the deluge there. There's water down there. I don't think you
Wait to learn
can.
just a little bit more here.
I don't think you can deluge and then. What's happening here?
Auto safing complete.
This seems like a scrub or an abort. Same thing. Cowards just launched. Yeah, just hit the. Who
Thanks
cares?
again, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are awaiting here NG2, the second mission of New Glen. We're at T-minus 20 seconds. Our team has decided to enter a hold here. We've said it on other webcasts before. We spend years designing this rocket, months building it, months designing the missions. If we need a couple of minutes to make sure that the rocket is
I'm in
ready,
the trench.
that
I
our
want
team
my
is ready,
shower.
that everything on the range is ready,
That's right.
then we will take that time.
Oh, there's inside the
At
payload
this moment
bay.
in time, I do have a statement that says that terminal count abort. The team is currently investigating. Right now, you've got to look inside.
This looks like an auto
GS2.
abort.
You can see our twin satellites. I believe that's Escapade, correct?
That is Escapade. They're ready for its launch to space, to Mars. It's gonna have to wait.
It's so
just a
tiny,
couple
the
more
payload.
minutes.
Yeah, it's really kind of almost like a dummy payload. But I mean, it does do
The
something,
base of
Rocket
the
Lab.
rocket, the 7 BE4 engines.
Sherlock, yeah, we got to get in. I mean, it's like Vulcan a little bit. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be too optimistic about us going today, especially since this looks like an auto abort. I don't think it's usually something you can just recycle and then hit go on 5 seconds later. Maybe I may be proven wrong. I really thought they were going to send it, but. Nothing that looks like a depress vent is going, so I guess that is good. Imagine it just tips, boom, does one of those. Oh, that could be a depress vent.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is NG2. We are at T-minus
Blue Origin,
20
more like
seconds.
Blue
We're
Moron.
currently on a hold because we had a terminal count abort. Our team, like I said, is currently investigating.
The
so
sword is still on the
while
ground,
everything's
yeah.
getting sorted out, we're going to toss it back over to NG2 on the pad and give you more information as it becomes available to us.
Okay. Oh, we're going music mode now. I think it's done. I think it is too. That vent looks like a depressed vent to me. Cape Canaveral, yeah. That is where we are. LC 36 or 37 or something like that. Music done for sure, probably. I think it's a wrap. Yeah, I'd like to be pleasantly surprised, but am I a top fan? I don't know. LC 36, we're at 36, okay. Or LZ, yeah, 36, you know. I mean, they haven't called the scrub yet, so LZ is landing zone. Yeah, it wouldn't be LZ, it'd be, well, they call them launch complex or space launch complex or pad or slick. Oh, I think SLIC stands for Space Launch Complex. Like when they say SLIC 40 versus LC 39A. Names are confusing. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have just one naming system at the Cape. ULA hack the terminal count? I think it'd be SpaceX doing the hacking this time. Because, I mean, ULA is like Blue Origin's customer. Oh, live shot of the drone ship. Or whatever they want to call it. Jacqueline. I don't know if they would call it a drone ship or not, but the ship that is uninhabited right now, waiting for a rocket that seemingly is... Oh, I thought that was people talking. That seemingly is not coming. But you, bro, just use rocket, go pew pew, go up either kaboom, down, splash. Yeah. Not so advanced name. Yeah. Oh, Just go, big red button, press it. Hopefully press the launch one, not the FTS one. Oh, were those wiggling a second ago? Was that a wiggle? Did anyone see that wiggle? I know I'm not in real time right now. No, they definitely wiggled. They wiggled the fins there for a second. I wonder what that means. No wonder they've used the term splashdown for so long. Very easy indeed. I think half of Cape Canaveral is owned by Space Force, so different names. I think that could be why, yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the ownership. I think Space Force, owns it, and they lease out the pads, and then there's like civilian and military pads. And actually, I don't think that's true, but how does YannBld work, like economics-wise? Yeah, I think this is kind of what we were talking about. I think it is owned by the gov. Oh, we've lost the timer. That's not good. I think it's owned by. It was owned by the Air Force, and then that got spun off into the Space Force, and now it's owned by the Space Force, which is part of the federal government, and blah blah blah. Jacqueline can. It's a scrap, yeah, or a scrub. Yeah. The timer not being there does not fill me with much optimism. Although maybe if we want to look on the optimistic side, we could just assume that they're resetting it to an earlier time. And then it'll come back in a minute or two, and it'll say like T-minus 5 minutes or something. Yo, chat, are we in a hold? We're in a hold, and we are probably in a scrub, but they haven't called it yet. So I guess the longer this goes on, probably the more optimistic we'd be, because otherwise they would have just, if it's not going to work, they would say it's not going to work. But if they're trying to make it work, then then they're trying to make it work. Yeah, scrubby, I haven't done this stuff. New Glenn flight run scrubs, maybe. But generally when you have an abort, that's different than like an auto hold. there is a distinction. When you have an abort, that's usually a little bit more severe of an anomaly that would cause, well, not an anomaly, but an abort is like you tried it and it didn't work, basically. Although, I mean, if you all remember Ascent had an abort all the way back when Starship was doing the hop testing, and they looked at the data and said, that was a dumb abort criteria anyway, and they removed the limiter and then just sent it later in the day. It's actually hilarious. So maybe they'll just look at whatever caused the abort, Blue Orchid will, and say, hey, that's a stupid thing to abort for. We're going to get rid of that and just launch anyway. So we'll see. But I don't think... Well, actually, I don't think Starship has ever had an abort. I was going to say, I don't think Starship's ever launched at the same time as a launch after aborting, but I don't think Starship, like the full stack, has ever aborted. It's held and then scrubbed in the hold, but I don't think it's ever straight up aborted. Because Starship goes to that 40-second, and even when it gets to that 40-second hold, Starship does not have a very high level of success after ending the hold. I think like maybe once or twice after the hold it's launched, but most of the time it ends up scrubbing. Aborting engines from the skirt on V2 ships. That is true. It has done that. It has aborted several engines out the back of the ship. Falcon aborts it all. It's a scrub because of the propellant and all that. Oh, I'm kind of tired. You know what I put in the Discord server? I don't even... What did you put in the Discord server? Okay. Abort as in schedule. Oh.
Welcome back, everyone. You are currently watching the webcast for NG2. Right
yeah,
now,
I know that.
The team is investigating, and we are expecting them to reset the clock.
Okay.
But in this moment, since we have a little bit of time, Ariane, I would like to take our focus and talk a little bit more about Escapade and how it's going to help scientists learn more.
Yeah. Let's just... Okay, but it sounds like we're not scrubbing, so it's good. No scrubs. And I'm trying to think of... just to continue our conversation about aborts, I don't know what Shuttle's abort criteria was like. I mean, because of the whole human thing, if Shuttle ever probably aborted, Shuttle almost 90% of the time Shuttle launched to the space station with the like instantaneous windows. So if it had an abort, it would have scrubbed no matter what. So yeah, probably. Probably not all that relevant to this thing about Shuttle. Batman is the world's greatest detective, but he works for Rocket Lab. What? You spoke about that 10 minutes ago, I think we know. Talking about something outside or the Escapade thing? Because, yeah, they are just kind of rehashing their Escapade thing. How would a shuttle abort? I mean, like a pre-launch abort, you know? Like, they're on internal count, and then they're, like, in startup, and then the system detects something and shuts it down. I'm sure a shuttle has aborted before on the pad, and there are 135 launches of shuttle, so I'm sure or 137. 130 something. Oh, I'm yawning. I didn't get too much sleep last night. Is that a Lego Escapade? It's pretty cool. When they were playing the Scott Manley intro then, oof. Difference between abort and scrub. Well, an abort would just be try launch, no work. A scrub would be like, we're not going to try launching. An abort is like, if you think about it in plain terms, an abort is like the pilots are rolling down the runway and then something goes wrong and they have to stop the plane on the runway. A scrub is like your flight's canceled. So, because if you have an aborted takeoff in a plane, you know, maybe it's like there was some traffic collision issues, or maybe there was something, you know, maybe someone got out of their chair and started screaming or something and punching people in the face. For those reasons, you know, you could just like, you know, throw that person off the plane and then try again. Go out and then, well, if the SRB, yeah, you obviously can't. That's one of the really sketchy things about by the way. Oh, they might be talking about the mission here.
Just fascinating what these two satellites are going to figure out. And ironically, wouldn't it have been so cool to have the...
Okay, I'll make my point really quick, then switch back. Yeah, one of the really sketchy things about shuttle is the whole SRB with humans on board thing, because once you light the SRBs, you are committed to launching. So if something goes wrong in between the time at all between SRB ignition and SRB separation, you're basically just screwed. So, yeah, not great. Why don't they do scrubs before launch then? Do they have to start the system to see if it's going to be a scrub, and where does it go from scrub to abort?
Can't just go up there and pick up the satellite and repair them. Like, that's why those
there
two
they are.
satellites called Blue.
Well, like I'm not totally sure what you're asking, but like a scrub just means they've canceled the launch for the day. An abort would just mean like that they've tried to launch and something didn't work. They could try again. A scrub just means they're done trying, basically. If that's kind of what you're asking.
Of course, for our friends at NASA and all
We
of us
are
that
still
helping
talking about
build
escapade and not
future
the status
missions
of
to
the
go to
launch.
Both for robotics, satellites, but also, fingers crossed, one
humans.
day for humans.
That's right, Ariane. So if you're just joining us right now, you are...
I'm not just joining you.
New Glenn NG2.
I've been joined with you the whole time.
Toss it back over to the rocket while our team is investigating an issue.
Music time. Oh, we have an L- clock. Progress. I kind of prefer it not to be that long, but okay. We're going here. Hopium persists. We have a lot more hopium here now. We have legit hope stuff. I think the in-flight abort for shuttle was continue until RS-25 cut off and then burn OMS to prevent any fuel and then try to land somewhere in AK though. That was one of the abort criterias. But there was also the return to launch site abort, which was an option, although it probably wouldn't have worked. That was like if they lost an RS-25 really early in the mission, they'd like burn the SRBs and then do like this really cool backflip and then come on back to the runway at the KSC. Very sketchy maneuver. But you can survive an RS-25 mishap. You cannot survive a SRB mishap. Like if an SRB just like all of a sudden loses thrust, or an SRB really can't lose thrust because it's like a controlled bomb. It doesn't really lose thrust, and it's more like the thrust goes in directions it shouldn't go. The thrust is always going to be there. The energy is getting released one way or another, whether out the back of the nozzle or kabooming out the side. The energy is coming out once you light it, so it's not like it'll just stop. But return to launch site abort was hardcore. Yeah, I both wish they'd had and hadn't tried it. Because it would have been cool to see them actually try to do that crazy maneuver, but it would have been bad because everyone would have probably died. There's someone that makes shuttle aborts in KSP. I don't remember the name, but the videos are really well made. Is that like AI or something, noob? If they had lost a nozzle on one booster and had asymmetric thrust, that would have been a bad day. It would have been a horrible day. But the bigger, the immediate, both of these are immediate problems. But if a nozzle straight up goes kaboom on an SRB, although we did see that on the Vulcan launch, the SRB nozzle went kaboom and it still kind of worked. It didn't go totally kaboom, but it did go mostly kaboom, and that SRB just lost a lot of thrust and started just firing kind of haphazardly downward. But the shuttle would have had some serious asymmetric thrust. It would have pretty quick. So Google said, yeah. They abort to orbit if that happened. I don't think they could make it. If you lose an SRB nozzle, unless it's like way at the end of the burn on shuttle, I don't think you're making it to orbit. It's just you lose too much thrust. Because you pay... yeah, you wouldn't lose all the thrust, but you would lose probably a good chunk of it because the exhaust is no longer being directed in a down direction. So the thrust is kind of, instead of going this way, it's going like this way. So like some of your thrust is going in the right way, but most of it is not. Best shuttle was pilot updated tutorial. I'm glad you liked it. Not a ton of people watched it, but you know, sometimes those are the type of videos that they don't do well initially, but you know, anytime someone wants to make a shuttle in KSP and they don't know how, they go look it up, and then, you know, it just kind of like a straight line is over the years. Not one of those videos that has a big jump, and then because that way something someone would watch from their recommended feed, because no one's scrolling YouTube and is like, oh, I guess I want to make a shuttle now because of this video. In 2057, it'll blow up. I'm calling it. Well, the regular shuttle tutorial, our first one, is my second most viewed video, and actually I'd be curious to see how the performance of those two videos differs. I would expect the first video to be doing better. I mean, this thing's been out like 2 weeks and something. It's had 1,800 views. Oh, it's been almost, wow, it's been out a month. Sheesh. Time flies, eh? How to build a shuttle, 190,000 views. Pretty good. In its first month, it had 12,000 views, so about 10x the amount this video does. It's actually getting more views still. That's crazy. So my original shuttle tutorial from 4 years ago, even though it has outdated in the title and I have the newer one pinned, it's getting getting about 30 views a day, and the one I just posted,
welcome back, everyone. You are looking at NG2 out there on the pad.
It's getting about 15 views a day.
Reset the clock at L-27 minutes and about 15 seconds to go. We are
really new gamer, cool.
Resetting the clock with a new T0
so you got Flight Simulator or something?
3:45 p.m.
Cool.
Eastern time. Now, while we have a little bit of time, and you see New Glenn out on the pad in all the New Glenn glory, that rocket is. We have to talk about what is sitting in GS2 is Escapade.
Didn't we just have like a 10-minute segment on this? I don't need another segment on Escapade. That phone is old, don't recommend, no offense. How old? Like the real old one when I was like 11? Or like the really old KSP videos? Neither of them are good. I mean, I'll admit that, but they're different types of bad. Different types of bad. I'm trying to keep the commentary entertaining. Space Shuttle had an abort system where they jumped out of the shuttle. Real FS video, that when I was like 11 or 12 or something. Yeah, that one I believe only flew on the first couple of shuttles. They had like an ejector seat kind of situation going on, where like if something was like really bad, I think this is mostly for, well, this is for launch and entry. So if something went horribly wrong during launch, they could have pulled the abort, they could have pulled the eject, and then actually, was it an ejection seat or was it? I think it was an ejection seat. Or else it was just, there was a way to just, they had parachutes and they could just pop the door and jump out really quick. I don't think it was, I think there was actually ejection seats. And then, yeah, it could be used either right at launch or, it's called Space Shuttle Bailout. Oh, okay, so it wasn't Vostok copy. Yeah, so it was, okay, they did just jump out, so it wasn't really for launch, and it was for, and I guess in theory you could have used it for launch, but yeah, it would have been, I think mostly for entry, like if you got into like if you like way off target and you weren't going to make it back to the runway, or your plane was out of control or something, you would just kind of jump out and survive at least. Emergency crew members could open The slide hatch, deploy the pole attached to a lanyard and slide out the pole to parachute away from the orbiter. All right. That's another system, by the way, that, you know, while cool in theory, probably would have killed anyone who tried it. Unfortunately. That's how do you cover the beautiful Vostok. Yeah, if you guys remember, some of the first Soviet orbital crewed missions involved people. They didn't have parachutes on the, or at least they didn't have substantial parachutes. So once it got low enough, the cosmonaut dude would literally just have to bail out of the, would literally just have to jump out and parachute himself down while the capsule would kaboom. Fell inside the weight of their balls, yeah. Or the, yeah. Personally, I think shuttle is kind of really stupid. I'm generally in the same camp as you. I've said this many times, but I think the shuttle is one of the best pieces of engineering in history of mankind. Insofar as the fact that they got that ridiculously stupid design to work even one time, you know, not less 130 sometimes, is like almost an act of God. Like, come on, we have solid rocket boosters with people on next to them, literally mounted next to the people, exploding, and mounted next to a very delicate heat shield, and all this asymmetric thrust, and these really complicated engines, and so much dry mass, and just, it's plain, ridiculous heat shield that never works. It kind of does, but yeah, wow. It worked. And we're going to use it to build a giant building in space, and they did. So, good for them. Good for them indeed. Although bad for them and like the wings are way too big and all. Space planes should not really generate lift. They should do like Buzz Lightyear. They should fall in style. They should not fly. Space planes should generate literally only enough lift as is needed to flare, basically. You don't need really any lift when you're descending. You come down, and then you need enough lift so when you're over the runway you can pull up and not crash. You just need enough lift so you can flare, gently land, and that's all. Then you're done. You could, you know, the thing could stall at 300 knots as long as it has enough lift to just pull it up, get it on the ground, and get on the brakes. You're good. The fact they did that is insane, but I mean, conceiving the idea of that and actually doing it. Well, because it had all this like bureaucratic agencies and stuff in that, because the Air Force wanted these big wings for cross range, and NASA wanted these certain size of the payload bay for the space station, and I'm sure Boeing wanted money. The shuttle was fitted with so much technology you could use years to study. Yeah, it was a very complex machine. Very, very, very complex machine. Which, you know, as Starship has shown us, you know, perhaps it's better to not do that. Pilot, the guy that got me building Starship on KSP, if you wouldn't mind having a watch of my KSP Starship launch on console, is it just on your channel, JSDK? Watch it right now. You have a lot of videos. Oh, very consistent upload schedule here. Oh wow, you got 100,000 views on a video? We still talking about Escapade over here?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can we talk about the launch now?
Heliophysicists, who knew? Not in the dictionary, and he gave us so much good information, of course, on why we're affected by essentially that solar weather. So right now, you are looking at New Glenn on the pad as we await the launch of NG2, L- about 20 minutes. But let's take it back over to our very own Eddie Seyfert, who is with employees right here at Rocket Park at the best spot to watch New Glenn take to the skies. Eddie, how are things over there?
Hey Tabitha, hey Ariane, we are on top of the world. That's certainly what it feels like on this momentous occasion. And you know, I changed up the view a little bit. Behind me, you see Lunar Plant 1. That's our newest building at Rocket Park. Now, Rocket Park sits on 250 acres of what used to be an orange grove. That was pre-2016.
What does civil space mean? This guy's title is Blue Origin Civil Space. What does that mean?
Of production space, and our newest building.
What does that mean? Who would win, a silly silo space plane versus NASA administrator? I'd put my money on the silly silo. Stall speed of 110 isn't that crazy? TBH, sub 47 stall speed is 220.
Building behind you is massive. It's hard to tell because you're
20th time they have said so on your screen. Is New Glenn to the pad? Yeah, we do know.
As well as
John Blue Origin, yeah.
To other facilities.
Well, I said 300 knots for a stall speed, and
that's right, Ariane. If you're ever driving on Space Commerce,
yeah, I'm not. So a 747, the stall speed of 747 changes a lot depending on the configuration and the weight. So probably like a fully loaded, clean, as in flaps and slats up 747, I bet would stall around, honestly, maybe even, yeah, probably 220 knots or so. But if you're like empty with full flaps and full slats out, you know, your stall speed is actually probably closer to, I would guess, maybe even almost, dare I say, 90. One thing space planes do have going for them is they are generally pretty light, because they have to be, or else they don't work. So, even more so than real planes. Hi, Eddie. Civil space guy. Yeah, let's go, Eddie. I thought that was UNC at first. Like, you know, the college. Bill Belichick is coaching, but no, that's just a cool little New Glenn logo.
He's our hype man out there with everyone here at Rocket Park. Thank you again. If you didn't notice, on his shirt actually are little lunar landers as.
Yeah, okay.
Toss it over to New Glenn on the pad as we await the launch of NG2. And in about 30 seconds here, we're going to hear another go poll. So let's go ahead and listen in.
We're listening in. We don't have to hear about Escapade again. I said it again, yeah. These guys do have a little bit of a habit of repeating themselves. I can't wait for them to say, in case you're just joining us again. They say that a lot. In case you're just joining us. Yeah, we know we've been here the whole time. Aww. Curse you, get off my lawn. Oh, we're in a hold again. I guess there was a no. I guess something was no-go on the go-no-go poll. Stall speed is usually calculated at 1G. Well, yeah, this would be the 1G stall speed. I should have specified that. Because, as we all know, stall can happen at any speed, but only one critical angle of attack. Or, well, it can happen at infinite angles of attack, just anything beyond the critical angle of attack. Blue no gorgon. Also fog. I don't see much fog. Guys, what do you think is on the launch pad? Yeah. Let's send it back over to New Glenn on the pad in a hold. It's not ferociter enough. No, this is holding. Ellie, come on. If we're gonna scrub, just can I go about my day? I don't want to just be strung along here. Can we go or not? We launching or are we scrubbing? Make up your mind, Blue Origin. I would like to have a banana or something. Not sit here at a frozen clock. I don't even know how long the window goes for. Probably not super long. It does look a little hazy. Hey, pigeon. Hello, pigeon. In case you're just joining, is that just a random guy laying on the beach? Does he even know that there's... Who's on the... Yeah, who knows? Some random dude just enjoying his afternoon in Florida. Probably doesn't even know there's a rocket launch. He'd be very surprised. Pigeons are cute. They are. Scott Manley has a funny tweet. Blue Origin's New Glenn currently sticking to its origin, yeah. And sleeping all of a sudden he hears brrr, yeah. Although at the rate we're going, I think that is maybe not going to happen. Millions of people have seen it. It's like, I don't know about millions, but tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands. I think we're scrubbing, guys. The go no go poll that was supposed to happen in 30 seconds was about 5 minutes late on that. Oh, hey, David. I didn't see a show there. People watching right now. Well, I bet in total on all of the, you combine all the streams together, I mean, it's probably like 15, 20K on NSF, 15, 20K on Everyday Astronaut. Probably, I mean, how many people are watching on this thing right now? 30K here. So, you know, add that up. Probably another 1,000 or two.
Welcome back, everyone. You are currently watching.
I know. Oh my
G2. Now we are awaiting the go poll for a terminal count. Right now, we're in a hold and we're getting more information. But do stay with us. Keep your eyes on that screen because New Glenn is out on the pad.
Oh my God! I know.
Fantastic.
I know. I think these are. They have robots. The AIs are already taken over. They have drones, literal drones. Commentating. All they ever say is, welcome back. Right now you're watching NG2 on the launch pad. In case you're just joining us, we're in a hold. That's all they say. All they say. Going crazy. I'm hearing voices in my head. Ah. Yeah, these are like actually drones over here. It's like a drinking game. Every time they say you're currently watching New Glenn on the or NG2, or in case you're just joining us. Bang on if it's long time. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a prediction market for it. There usually is for Starship launches, although it's not usually very high volume. Nothing. Not on Poly Market. Let's check Cal Sheet. Oh, we lost the clock. Oh, here we go. We have some odds here. Will Blue Origin New Glenn launch this year? We're at 92% chance launching this year. It's not very relevant for today. Will Blue Origin land on the moon before SpaceX? That's not really relevant for today's launch. That's all there is. So nothing specifically about this launch. Is pilot sleeping? Sometimes pilot's on hold as well. Yeah, I was sorry. These are messages from a while ago. I was looking at my phone for a minute. Oh, you're watching muted. Very epic music for a very epic scrub. Yeah, the random guy's on the camera again. Oh, we're counting. Ah, no scrub. Surprised it's put an Amazon warehouse on the moon. Not a whole lot of places to distribute. They're getting it ready. They're getting prepared. So all the astronauts, when they get to the moon, they'll have a job. They'll be able to work in the Amazon warehouse. Oh, the clock was counting, and now it has stopped. This is, you know, that like, oh no, it's counting again. It's like, it's so over. We're so back. Ah. So I think we're back again. I'm looking at it, said 45. Yeah, we're back. Casey Public Beta in 7 hours. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. If that's interesting, I may make a video on it. If there's something there, I'll take a look. There's actually a decent amount of content. How about that go no go poll? Oh my God! If she says you're looking at New Glenn right now.
Everyone, you have your eyes on New Glenn. This is NG2. We're at L minus 18 minutes.
Save
about
me.
30 seconds. Now, coming up at the 17-minute mark, we will have that poll for terminal count. But Ariane, right now, I want to talk about how.
Good thing my contacts at the origin were able to hold so I could watch it. Yeah.
Kind of walk through for our viewers what makes this vehicle so unique.
Sure, it's
sometimes things just line up.
If you were able to tune in on Sunday, you saw a little bit of this explanation, but basically when you talk about a two-stage vehicle, all that means...
I know what stages are. I don't get why can't they just hold shift and press spacebar once for engines. Yeah, don't forget to press T for SAS. I don't know why either. Works for me when I do it. Sometimes. Other times the rocket wobbles and explodes.
The first stage. The first stage is reusable.
So I've heard. Cool little NASA logo up there. The meatball. SAS and I got such a love. I love SAS. SAS is great. I think on rockets, actually, SAS is almost perfect. With planes, sometimes not so much. Sometimes you want to invest in either Mach Jeb or atmospheric autopilot, but SAS for rockets is pretty good. So, I mean, SAS generally almost, well, that's not true. I was going to say generally almost perfect outside the atmosphere, but it could be a little weird when you have a little bit of offset thrust. If your thrust is offset from your center of mass slightly, and you are, especially if you're trying to time warp, like doing the real-time time warp during your burn, so yeah, sometimes you can't keep up. We got to set the Cal 1000 to an action group. Yes, sir. That's it. I'm going to call them up. I'm going to be like, guys, you guys keep keep aborting and holding. You guys have to set up the action group. Boom. They're going to make me CEO. And check their staging, yeah. Yeah, they almost launched with they almost had the upper stage fire first, the BE-3Us. That would have been bad. They've stopped talking right now, which is good, partially, because I can hear myself think, but also bad, because when they come back to start talking, they're 1000%, the first words out of their mouth are going to be, all right, welcome back. You are now looking at New Glenn, NG2. And it's going to be like, yeah, I know, because you've said that 30 times already this stream. Oh, no.
All right, guys. We have New Glenn on the pad, and the reason I have my computer in front of me is so I can tell you these great things. So we are going for terminal.
Hey, Walker Drone.
Minus 15 minutes and 30 seconds. You are watching NG2.
They said something different. Nope, they just said it again. They just said it again. I was excited because she didn't say it, and then she immediately said it again right after.
On Sunday, we were just constantly fighting the Florida weather.
They're changing the staging, so we gotta wait. No biggie. Yeah, we gotta reorganize the staging.
And then it would be sunny again. It was a lot going on. But
yes, we are watching New Glenn too. Yes, that is.
So as you mentioned, we're now at L minus 15 minutes.
The commentators they act like we
habit that
don't
you
realize what
may
video
have a
we've
chance
clicked
to
on.
chat with our
Like, do they think when you...
CEO about NG2, today's mission, and what this mission means.
I think we watched this
science
yesterday.
and for our company.
Yeah, you can see Kent right there on your screen. Hey guys, giving
These guys act like when you open YouTube, just some random video comes up and you have no idea, so they have to tell us what video we're watching. Like, that's not how this normally works. Might make us make the space editorial after this. Cool. Watch them hold again so they can say that for the 83rd time. Yeah. Use Discord soundboard. Yeah.
This is a really big moment for Blue Origin. Can you tell me?
We watched this yesterday. Not interested in seeing it again. Hello, sir. You look like... he looked like that... I thought he looked like that one actor the other day. But now I'm starting... John Daly or whatever his name is. Or is that the golfer? That's the golfer. Some guy named Daly. That guy, he, actually kind of looks like my friend's dad. I bet she gets paid for each time she says it until they get a complaint about her. Yeah. Well, maybe we can send that complaint. Oh, this is like a 5-minute interview. I remember from yesterday, I have to send you a 5-minute interview. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit negative. I'm just kind of tired and hungry. I want this thing to launch. I want it to launch so I can go eat some food and then chill for a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Long day. Long Thursday. Today. Yeah. Doing some Thursday things. And the people at the PCs are the actors. I just can't prove it. Well, yeah, supposedly missing control behind there, and this was a pre-recorded interview, so I don't know exactly what they're doing, but because there's no launch happening, maybe they're simulating launch. I don't know. We're just big. That's just unnecessarily ridiculous. Because if SpaceX is the same thing, no one would question it. Everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, they're just doing their jobs." No one would really think about it. So I'm gonna try and treat Blue Origin with the same. I don't know. SpaceX is better though, right? Everyone agrees SpaceX is better. What payload is New Glenn carrying today? Escapade. They've if you tune into the Blue Origin stream, they give like a 10-minute dissertation about it every 5 minutes basically, so it's hard to miss. But yeah, some Rocket Lab made these satellites in partnership with NASA. They're gonna go to Mars and do Mars things. If you order food, it'll arrive before the launch at this rate. In fact, GTA 6 is definitely not coming out. Heat death of the universe is going to happen before GTA 6 comes out. And in terms of ordering food, I generally try not to order food, ever. Not ever. I order pizzas, but I have a personal vendetta, not vendetta, but I refuse to use like DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of the food delivery apps because I can get my own food. I don't need to pay like $5-10 every time I want food just for someone to deliver it to me. I have a vehicle and I can drive myself to food. I am not wasting that money. I refuse. I am not that lazy. I will be keeping my money and getting my own food. Thank you very much. Such a waste of money. I work hard for my doubloons. They're mine, not DoorDash's. I know, Vadia, welcome. Vulcan, hello. You've come back just in time for the regurgitated interview from yesterday. What happened to having white men in their 30s with white shirts with black? You're talking about like the Apollo aesthetic, the mission control room. Yeah, they used to wear those like short sleeve button up shirts. Now it's polos. Now the name of the game is polos. In typical British weather, it's raining. Oof. Oh, interview's over.
To get to talk to Dave, especially.
Yeah. Please pay gas prices. Yeah, but part of the cost, part of the delivery fee is the gas price. So I have to pay the gas no matter what. And there's plenty of food where I'm located, so it's basically a negligible amount of gas. I mean, it adds up if I'm going like every day, but It would add up if I was ordering food every day too, you know. Where are you pointing at?
That are coming down the line. But
Oh,
we're
cool.
feeling pretty good about, okay.
I'm feeling pretty good about a hold.
This is, I'm going to lose my mind.
Wait
if
for
we land
rain,
this booster
hydroplanes
today.
to
But
work,
as we mentioned,
gas
we've got
prices.
other hardware coming down the line.
Yeah, and landing the booster.
Oh, I
is
didn't get what you said, and then I read it a second time. And now I get it. Yeah, that's, yeah. McDonald's is pretty bad personally. I dislike McDonald's. McDonald's is like objectively horrible. Just disgusting food that gives you heart disease and diabetes and probably 15 types of cancer. It is just objectively terrible, and I don't get it very often, but every once in a while it's like I could go for a McDouble. Or I usually get a quarter pounder. Get a quarter pounder with cheese, a Royale with cheese, what they call it in France, I've been told. Every once in a while, you know it's horrible for you, but just every once in a while, you want that the fries. The McDonald's fries are really good. If McDonald's was my only local fast food option, I would probably jump off a bridge, but I have plenty of other options nearby. We have a Chick-fil-A really close to where I am, and oh man, Chick-fil-A is where it's at. I used to find weird that launch control just left their stations, turned around, and looked at the rocket until I realized launch control is the same as mission control. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Eat Big Macs when you order food. Yeah, living off of Big Macs probably isn't great. In Norway, we just got McDonald's and Burger King. Really, Burger King is actually probably worse than McDonald's. Burger King. So the burgers are probably equivalent. Honestly, Burger King's burgers are actually probably worse, which is kind of not good for some place that's called Burger King. But their fries. Ugh. I've had Burger King literally one time in my life. It was only a couple months ago. I had it in the Las Vegas airport because that was the only food they had. I was in the really dingy part of the Las Vegas airport. I was flying Southwest. And oh, man, that was not a good meal. I was starving too. But it is filling. That's an airport. It is. I know it's an airport, but the food quality is probably the same. Airport McDonald's is the same as regular McDonald's. Confused in Central Europe. There's so much mayo. I don't remember if the burger I got had I think I just got like a Whopper. Yeah, McDonald's, KFC, and a few Burger Kings. Oof. Airport food is good. I'll die on that hill. I mean, it depends. There's good airport food and bad airport. I generally like to avoid airport food just because of how expensive they upcharge everything.
Having operation.
So we get an update here. Let's see if they tell us what rocket we're watching.
And you've got a live look right there of Jacqueline in all her glory. And Ariane, I have to tell you, what was so great about going out with that team is, of course, they go out for...
McDonald's is really location dependent. There are some that taste like koi slop and others that are just immaculate. Also, a friend said that it changes drastically per country. Yeah, it does change per country. I've only experienced American McDonald's. And I think Canadian McDonald's, but that's the same thing. McDonald's have never really changed for me, the quality of the food. It's generally pretty consistent. But again, I've only had North American McDonald's. I will say the quality of the service can change. You know, sometimes there's some Neanderthals working there that don't know what they're doing. Wendy's, you have never gone to it. We have a Wendy's too. I don't like Wendy's. I want a rocket too. Even cheaper, but no, it's not. I know. I don't. There really isn't. Yeah, because one of the reasons you would go to McDonald's is because it's at least cheaper. But now it isn't really cheaper, so there really isn't any reason to go to McDonald's. You can basically get Chick-fil-A. Basically costs the same as McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A is orders of magnitude better. I went to a city that just opened McDonald's after a big airbase city in Norway called Bodo. A big crave. I literally had McDonald's like 80% of the days. It was so good. Better than some restaurants. Wow, they must have some pretty wild McDonald's in Norway. Donald's is late at night. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't go to McDonald's unless they have a really well. Road trips are an example. I don't know you guys don't really do that in Europe, especially in the UK. There isn't really anywhere to road trip to, and you guys have trains. We don't have trains, so 4, 5, 6 plus hour road trips. You work in food. You work at McDonald's? Probably not. 20-minute drive to Wendy's. Really? You must not live in a very populated area. I mean, we have, where I'm at, we have like Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, this place in the Midwest you guys probably don't have, it's called Culver's. They make burgers. We have an Arby's. We have a Subway, a bunch of Subways. Subway's pretty good, by the way. All within like a 2-mile range. No, Nick Maxey's one. Fish and chip shop. Oh, that's cool. McDonald's would be pretty mandatory, but one location was insane. It was amazing. Would have paid lots for it. Top 20, really. Subway's pretty. Yeah, I almost forget. We have Chipotle too. I did forget Chipotle existed. Subway is pretty good. Probably should focus on the launch that's happening right about now instead of talking about fast food all day.
Rapid retract arms.
Chippy is best restaurant near me. What is Chippy? We don't have Chippies where I am. What's Chippy? Is that like a European thing? So talking about fast food and
down in 3 minutes. We're going to launch this vehicle.
Yes, this has become a fast food stream with featuring a rocket in the background.
And we're going to try to land
within 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes for the second time today. All right, get excited again. Chippy's Fish and Chip Shop.
Managed to do a recycle on this vehicle.
Chippy is what most called fish and chips place. Ah, okay.
There are the cheers, yes! The energy is
Fish and chips is, not a thing in America, so live reaction in New Glen too. Yeah, no. Let's talk about fast food, yeah. UK slang, yeah.
This is Huntsville, Alabama. Big shout out to our teams there. And of course,
GS1 pre-press
HQ,
start.
Ken Washington.
All right, let's get hyped. Let's hope we get a successful booster landing today.
Making sure the tanks are pressurized.
Let's not get another abort.
That's right.
No chickening out this time. Yes, sir.
A warm day in
Not a water.
but that rocket is super cold.
Nice
with its chill and
Once there's a reason to be excited. Yes, sir. Second time here within 2 minutes here.
T-minus 2 minutes to go. LNG on the first stage, liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen on the second stage.
All right, lock in. And it got very quiet all of a sudden.
New Glen looking beautiful. And there you go.
Beachgoers with a great view.
Oh, guy sat up. This is the guy from earlier. He has like a little dog with him. He sat up. So he knows there's a rocket.
T-minus 130.
You're watching.
A spectacular
Power
view
internal.
for everybody here in Cocoa.
If you forgot what you're watching, yeah. What do we want? What is this rocket again? I forgot. We need the host to remind us. What? Right? Is this a space shuttle? Is this a Saturn? I don't remember. What is this? Is this a 747? I don't remember what I'm watching. I don't know what I'm looking at. Could she please tell me what's on screen right now?
3.85 million pounds of
I don't remember the video I clicked on. All right, within a minute for the second time. Here we go. Water. There's a huge water tower on the screen. Yeah, could use some of that water. I think the Starship has little wings on Star. Yeah, this Starship, right?
You'll see the big water deluge, and that's when you know that it's game on.
Oh, there goes a siren.
I love hearing all those sounds.
Or that's not a siren, that's just the hydraulics spinning up.
Certainly do. And
all
with
right.
that, you'll see that water any second now.
30 seconds.
Turn it over to launch control. Let's
Watching
go.
for deluge.
Hydraulics internal.
Never tell me the odds.
Level.
Let's see if we can get within 20 seconds without a hold. Okay, we're within 20. No hold. Still counting. I see deluge.
Pilot enabled.
All right, here we go. We're launching. 10.
9.
Here comes ignition.
7. 6.
5.
4. 3. 2. 1.
And ignition. And we have liftoff! New Glenn, Flight 2 is underway. Here we go. Very slow off the pad again. Really beautiful plume. We are 20 seconds into flight. Oh, look at that shot. Beautiful. Less beautiful. Go back to the other one. This is still pretty good. Oh. We seem to have 7 good engines here. Just visually looking at the lights on the bottom. Yep, there we go. 7 good engines, it looks like. Approaching max Q. Beautiful launch. Really good shots here. Oh, look at that. 1 minute into flight.
This is the hardest point on the vehicle when it comes to the
Alright, let's wait.
and the speed.
Let's wait for the max Q call.
That max Q will
Good
stand by.
seat control, good MR control. 1 minute, 15 seconds in.
Looking good.
Now passing Mach 1, New Glenn is now supersonic.
Alright, we're supersonic. Good call.
And we can hear the
1 minute, 30 seconds. Engine operating parameters continue.
A little bit of burning going on in the engine bay.
Max Q, max
That may be
pressure.
nothing significant, but it may be something significant. Who knows? Alright. Have we got the max Q call?
1 minute, 45 seconds in.
I think we're through max Q.
Also,
Alright.
V4 engines continue to look good.
Confirmation we're through max
Good
Q.
control on MR and TDC. Acceleration profile nominal.
Alright, we're looking a little about a minute away from Miko here. That'll be our next milestone. Everything's looking really good here. We're still accelerating.
1 minute remaining in boost phase.
Just from visually
1 minute remaining in boost phase. You heard
this kind of
then we'll hit Miko
sanity
main
check. The
and
speed
we'll
looks
stop
pretty
it.
reasonable.
20
A
seconds.
sequence of
See good
events
engine
will
operating parameters.
separate.
Let's hope we can get the tracking shot for Miko. That'd be really cool if we can
And
keep
that's when the first stage
if we
is
can
going
keep this
to
tracking shot going for Miko. That'd be awesome.
see if we can land the
Because we haven't seen any onboards yet.
Separately, of course, we will get the
It's
second
gonna start
stage
getting
on
really
the
far
way
down range though
with
here.
NASA
Now remaining
escapade
in the
satellites
burn.
on board on their way to Mars.
Trajectory continues to look good.
Yeah, I think we're gonna lose it on the tracking real soon here.
Body rate response
Great to hear that.
Because it is really cruising down range
All
now.
7 engines continue to
Looking
look good.
nominal.
Alright, 7 good engines. We got the call.
Miko, which is main engine cutoff.
Alright, let's watch Miko here. We're gonna be able to see it.
You can hear them all the way in here.
Alright, where's Miko?
And we have Miko.
Oh, there we go.
We have Miko.
Good Miko.
We have good stage set.
Oh, we have onboards. This camera seems frozen. That's fine.
And we have ignition on stage 2. Both engine parameters look good.
There we go. We have visually. We have 2 good engines. Beautiful. Once as I got home. Awesome. Alright, I think we're looking at the booster right now.
High thrust set point. Body rate response look good.
Here we go. Here's an onboard of the upper stage, it looks like.
Look at that view.
Alright, it'll be fairing jettison. Looks like we've lost camera. We still have to... Here we go. No, this is the upper stage, it looks like. This is...
We have good indication of payload fairing.
There we go. There's fairing. Oh, great shot of the
Continue to
fairings.
look good. Body rate response phenomenal. Seeing good data coming down from both stages.
Great data. We're 4 minutes into engine
Onboard
2.
cameras aren't great. There we go. There's a little bit. They use Starlink. Yeah, they do.
And you saw
Tank
their
pressure response
spectacular
from these
view
two look
from
good.
down from our
Response
GS2.
continue to look good.
We say that
This is a
the
9.5 minute burn
large
for
nozzles of the
GS2.
BD3U
4 minutes, 25
engines
seconds
there.
into flight.
We're seeing acceleration on stage 2, which is good. The fairing jettison. Yeah, it was. That was really
9
beautiful
minutes
fairing
is when
jettison.
we're expecting the first stage to touch down on Jacqueline.
Alright. Second stage seems to be doing well. We are now looking forward
Approximately
to
2 minutes remaining in the GS1 coast.
entry burn, or exo-atmospheric entry burn, as they like to
Thank
call
you
it.
again, everybody, for joining us for NG2 so far.
Where's that stage 1 cam, Chef?
GS2 is now
Our second
320
mission of
kilometers
NG2.
down range.
We don't seem to have much
2.8
onboards of
kilometers per
the
second.
of the
Trajectory
first
continues
stage.
to look good on both stages.
Clean separation, clean fairing
Right down the middle of the range track.
Good.
Engine operating parameters on GS2 look good.
Sounds like
Engine
our
bay cam,
GS2
yeah.
is having a beautiful ride. The NASA Escapade satellites are
GS1 has
exposed
reached
to
F3, now
space
entering
right
the
now.
descent phase.
All right.
And
You
we've
can see
got
it's accelerating on the
GS1
telemetry down here.
coming
Gs
down
continue
for
to look
landing
good. GS2 body
at
rate's
T
nominal.
plus 9 minutes.
How did the Apollo do on boards? Oh, that'd be a very fascinating story. We could talk about it after because it'd take a while to explain. But the short story is they didn't have live cameras. They had
1 minute remaining in the GS1.
they had
node.
cameras that recorded film, and then they would literally drop out of the rocket and parachute down, and that's how they got the
You
onboard
see
footage
good data coming down from both GS1 and GS2.
for the rocket. If it was something on board, the payload, it would just stay with the payload, and they process the film after. Anyway, we have a
Looking good,
launcher
looking
watching.
nominal.
Is that the first stage?
And Ariane, this moment coming up is an important one.
Is this
It
is this from? Is this a shot from the
We're going
drone
to
ship?
relight the BE4
Because this
engines
looks
for the
like this looks like the first stage coming towards us. That's really cool. That's really cool.
There you go.
We don't need onboards if we can just have amazing
Less than
tracking
100
shots.
kilometers
30
up there
seconds into
coming
flight.
in for a landing on the Jacqueline, 375 miles off.
All right, let's see if we can watch the entry burn here.
For the first time to land.
This is really cool.
Origin's new blended
This is better than some of the shots
on the
SpaceX
Jacqueline.
has. Wow. Good job, Blue Origin. All right, waiting for entry burn startup. Should be happening.
Continue to see body rates on GS2.
There we go.
That
Entry
is
burn.
Great. We have our booster re-entry burn.
Look at that.
All 3 engines.
Oh yeah, you can
No
see
matter
the
what
shock.
happens
Look at that.
next, we have had a good day. This is further than we made it on NG1.
That's right.
See indication of engine ignition on GS1.
This doesn't look like a drone. This looks like some sort of buoy or an island or something because it's about to pass us.
About a minute and a
GS2
half.
engine parameters look good.
All right, we're getting close to entry to landing burn here.
See.
Confirm engine cutoff.
Never
I want to see it do its gliding thing. Come on, glide.
To Earth.
We don't see a horizon. It looks like a really shallow angle of attack. It looks like really gliding. That is really cool. Look how I don't know higher, but look how flat it is. Look at that.
As well as the gimbling on the BE4.
What's its velocity? 2,000 miles an hour? Oh, this is like a helicopter. This is like aerial.
GS1 sits pretty
Oh, this
good.
shot is awesome.
Good.
All right, landing bird. This is incredible footage. Blue Origin, wow.
GS2 throttle down complete. Responses look good.
All right, landing burn time.
8 minutes, 20 seconds from the flight.
And, oh, some shockwaves on the vehicle.
And we have landing burn ignition, see 3 good engines.
Oh, landing burn.
Engine control looks good.
Oh, we're in a cloud. No.
Of course those clouds are there.
8 minutes, 43 seconds from the flight.
Oh, onboard.
Legs deployed.
Is there a barge?
Countdown to
Great
engine
shot
burn.
from our booster.
Where's the, oh,
Heading back to touchdown.
where's the drone ship? Oh, it's close-ish. Oh, God. Buffering. Oh, it's kind of...
Standing
Oh!
by, touchdown.
Wow. They just did it.
GS2 continuing to work. Sound system looks good.
Not bad, Blue Origin. How about that?
GS2 systems continue to operate well, just continuing to expand burn.
Well, there's not even really anything to say. That is incredible. Dead land, dead perfect, right in the middle. A second company has landed a booster. SpaceX is no longer alone.
Congratulations, Team Blue.
Really is dead center, isn't it? It is.
10 minutes, 40 seconds into flight. GS2 trajectory.
It is just perfect, that landing.
Body rate's phenomenal.
Absolutely perfect.
Engine operating parameters look good.
SpaceX got competition now, that's fair to say.
1,600 kilometers downrange, traveling.
Upper
at
stage seems to be
5.9
working well.
kilometers per second.
On the right-hand side, GS2. On the left-hand side, you have...
Game over, SpaceX.
Less than 2 minutes now remaining to
Never
Seco.
tell me the odds. Right
17,000 miles an hour is roughly orbital velocity, so we're going to be looking for that
there.
on our
Congratulations, guys.
A landed orbital rocket.
second one ever.
What an incredible day.
Well, third one,
for Blue
kind of.
Origin. For the
Second
space
company to do it. I hope we can see some more footage because we didn't see great footage of the landing bird once it got under the clouds. I hope they can share some more footage because it looked like it did a really crazy maneuver. Like it was like here and then it hovered here and then went all the way over here to kind of the patented Blue Origin hover.
I'm speechless, which is rare for me.
Second stage altitude dropping. Yeah, that's probably normal. That happens. If you watch Falcon 9, Falcon 9 does that from time to time. You do gave me an ad. Oof.
I need a second to catch my breath.
Your body rates remain stable.
I think I hurt my hand banging on the table too much. This is incredible.
PVC and MR. Tank pressures are nominal. Throttle pressures are stable.
Those legs, I don't know if they're supposed to be like that, but they look really flat. Like they got really smushed.
Good, you gotta watch it twice. Give it back to us.
Is this a replay already? Oh, cool.
12 minutes, 30 seconds in the flight.
Look at that.
Yeah, just a perfect landing, yeah. Absolutely perfect. That looked completely clean. That looked like just like a regular Falcon 9 landing, just dead on.
The first stage of New Glenn with the one central BE4. Let's wait here for our second.
Velocity looks good on the upper stage, so we'll be getting Seco any second now.
Its first
And we have Seco, GS2 engine cut off.
Alright. Wait for a call for nominal orbital insertion, hopefully.
Seco 1 is confirmed, GS2 right down the track.
Damping out nice.
Currently in the coast
We have one for two so far on our two objectives for our second mission of New Glenn. We have
Where's the little robot? I think we saw it. I think it already showed up.
And next up, in about
Large
20
surface and
minutes,
economy ship.
we're
Yeah,
going
but
to
yeah.
separate the blue and gold satellites of NASA's Escapade mission.
Did we hear nominal orbit
Of
insertion?
course, one of the most important thing of any launch is making sure you get your payload.
I'm assuming it is, but did we hear official confirmation?
Huntsville, thank you. Thank you for those beautiful engines.
I can't hear it. The
Two systems are operating nominally as the vehicle is in its first
We
coast.
love you too, Huntsville.
success. Yeah. I think we have nominal orbit.
GS2 is now 3,020 kilometers downrange traffic.
6, 7, yeah, they did do. The guy did do the.
An incredible opportunity to witness live.
Yeah, she is.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's so loud around you. They're chanting so loud, and rightfully so. I'm having a hard time hearing you. But you gotta tell me, what is this moment like for you, Eddie? You've been here a long time. You've seen the New Shepard booster land for the first time, and now you're watching New Glenn.
10 minutes remaining in the coast.
Yeah, this one was way better. Just incredible.
Yeah, Blue Origin is in the game.
We're just here. Launch, land, repeat. It starts today.
Launch, land, repeat. I love it, Eddie. And I believe we also have some video, of course, of the celebrations happening all throughout Rocket Park, in every corner of what is going on in this building.
Booster, so it is a really nice booster.
Here's a moment.
Is Jeff anywhere here?
And of course, that's mission control, launch control.
Oh, is that?
Where is it?
There's Jeff. There's Jeff down there.
Oh, in the middle
Found
there,
him.
you see Jeff Bezos. Jordan
It says SU2's in coast phase. Yep, I'm gonna assume. Yeah, I mean we're on a nominal trajectory.
All around. And there you have it. Let's show it to you one more time.
15 minutes
Our
into
new
play.
Glenn booster
Continuing to
out
see
on
good
the
data coming down
Jacqueline.
from GS2
Oh, I
body
can't
rate.
wait till she comes
Stable.
home.
I have never seen
First
anything
coast.
more beautiful.
Continuing to see good
Not since the
pressure
first
control.
landing of
Bottle
New
pressures look
Shepard
good.
in November of 2015. My
Mission
goodness,
control,
we are
launch control,
almost
same
10
place.
years-
Yeah.
almost exactly 10 years apart.
Probably
So,
not. The
New
mission,
Shepard,
like the actual
just
mission, is probably
incredible.
handled by
Now,
NASA, I
we're
think.
watching here,
Or Rocket
we've got,
Lab.
a map here on the left. That's our stage 1 that, of course, made this beautiful landing on the
Actually, technically it's the third. Yeah, it's technically the third. Technically the fourth, actually, recovered orbital stage because you have Falcon, Starship, Neutron. Everyone forgets about Neutron. Electron. Everyone forgets about Electron because they did the helicopter catch. And they also just have the parachute and they can tug it back in. But that doesn't really count because they've only reflown like once or twice and it didn't really work out very well for them. And Starship's actually only dubiously orbital at this point, but although it seems to be going in the right direction, that was fun. Let's watch a quick replay of the landing bird. This was incredible shots. I mean, Starship really almost barely have shots like this. What was the velocity? It was going. Actually, it's kind of hard to tell when the landing burn starts because the 7. I really can't tell how fast it was going before landing burn startup. Probably like 700 miles an hour, so like Mach 1. That seems like actually roughly what is that in kilometers an hour? 700 mph to kmh. 1100. Yeah, that's about roughly what Falcon and Super Heavy do. Spin machine now. I think it's a lot of it's automated. I don't know. In this particular case what they'd use. But anyway, we can see there's the landing burn. This landing burn seemed a lot more gentle compared to SpaceX. Because I'm not saying that as a good thing or a bad thing, but especially when you see Super Heavy do its landing burn, it really like slams on the brakes, pulls like 5 Gs, and the grid fins get all shaky and in the case of Flight 10, broken, overcocked. And then they do that really aggressive maneuver and they pull right into the sticks. But this one seems a lot more docile, you know? It's just kind of, we're easing off, we're hitting the brakes, we're slowing down here. We're bringing on in through the clouds. There's an onboard shot. We're deselecting down to 1 engine. We're hovering next to the barge for some reason. SpaceX is way more intense. You have pure matcha vibes. Yeah. And then there, that's like a landing leg. I thought that was the barge at first. And then here's the drone ship. It's like we got a drone or something. And then you can see it start to do that little power slide maneuver. And then it freezes. And here's on board. You can see we're down to 1 engine. This is a really cool shot right here. Down to 1 engine. We're power sliding on in. So that target. I think that was the plan. I think that's kind of what New Shepard does. I think what it does, actually, I don't really like that it does this, but what it does, and with Blue Origin, what it probably does is I bet it purposely comes in off target, and then it'll light up its engines, come into a hover right here, do some checks, and then once it's sure it's good to go, it'll then go right and come over here and land. Because I think otherwise it could abort and then just come in right here if everything's not good. So don't sink it. Yeah, well, yeah, we're saying the same thing. Yeah. Because Starship actually does the same thing. Starship, it's way more kind of dramatic the way Starship does it, because Super Heavy, like here's a tower, it comes in like over, well, it comes in this way. I believe the way it works is it comes in this way, and then it'll do one of these kind of maneuvers to super target the tower, and then it'll do a landing burn, and the landing burn will target like kind of right here next to the tower. So you see Super Heavy goes like, does one of these, and then it power slides over. But is my stream buffering? My stream says it's fine. I see nothing wrong with my... Oh, are you guys talking about the Blue Origin stream? Because, yeah, it was buffering. Yeah. And then, yeah, it did the power slide and came in perfectly. Probably a little bit of wasted fuel as compared to Super Heavy, but hey, what matters is they got it down. They'll refine it later. I mean, incredible job. Soft landing. Oh, my camera wasn't... Oh, was I? Yeah, never mind. And, looks like everything's still looking good here. So, yeah, that was awesome. That was really great. Thanks you all for hanging out. It was worth the wait. All the scrubs and the... Not the scrubs, but the aborts and the recycles and the holds. And we actually finally got it down. And that was awesome. All right, so, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of tired and hungry. So, I'm going to wrap it up today. For now, hopefully they have more footage, and yeah, exciting day to be a spaceflight fan and Blue Origin fan and rocket fan, because things got more interesting. We now have, we have Falcon 9 reusable flying, and we have New Glenn reusable and flying. We have Starship coming up. A lot of excitement. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna call it there with the nice. We'll close out here at the nice view of the booster. So, thank you all for watching. So next time, please write a comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, and bye.